Mind the gap. Stand clear of the doors, please.
I was at the station today. Yes, again. Don't you complain. You don't mind me visiting you at work now, do you? Because I miss you, and I'll not be taking no for an answer.
Mum, it's me. They didn't have the eggs on sale. Got them anyway. Did you eat yet?
I was getting round to it. I'm completely knackered.
Oh, so am I. Haven't had a chance to catch my breath all day. What do you have there? Been reminiscing over Daddy's photos? Oh, look at him. So handsome. Do you want some eggs? Chips? I'll make egg and chips.
Yeah, fine.
It's not enough I'm barely keeping up my house. You're another I have to worry about.
You needn't worry about me.
It's 8 o'clock and you haven't eaten supper yet. So yeah, I worry about you. Jimmy says...
Oh, Jimmy says.
He worries about you too, you know.
He's a sweetheart, he is, your husband. But there's no need for either of you to worry about me. Is he still offering to make Christmas dinner again this year?
Don't change the subject. I saw Dr. Robbie.
Who's changing the subject now?
He says you haven't called yet.
I don't need to see a therapist.
Just give him a call. It'll help.
I don't need help.
You were at the station again, weren't you?
So what?
So that's why you need help, Mum. You can't go to the station every day.
It's helping me grieve.
5 years now. Every day for 5 years, Mum.
It's different for everyone. Everyone needs a different amount of time, they say.
Yeah, they say that, but if they had you for their mother, they'd change their tune right quick.
It's just special, listening to Daddy's voice since he passed.
But Daddy isn't there.
A memory of him is.
That's not a memory, Mum.
It's just a small bit of him what I have left to connect with. Come on now, let me grieve the way I want. Give me that much.
I've been giving you that much, Mum, for 5 years. Help me set the table.
This station is Embankment. Change here for Bakerloo, Circle and District lines. Exit for riverboat services from Embankment Pier. This train is about to depart. Please mind the doors.
Oh my. Sir.
Yes, madam.
Where'd it go?
What happened, madam? Did you lose something? You can contact the Underground's Lost and Found.
The voice.
The voice, madam?
The voice. You know, the man saying mind the gap. The voice.
Oh, the announcements. It's still there, madam. The system's been all updated now. Digital. We've just got it today, the Northern Line. It's about time. They always get to us last. But now we're all updated. Good news, eh? Good news then, eh?
That voice was my husband. I lost him 7 years ago.
Oh, sorry.
Sometimes, you know, I sit on the platform here just so I can listen to him. I can be with my Lawrence for a bit longer that way.
Yeah, eh?
Who can I talk to?
I suppose the vicar.
I mean, who's in charge of the announcements? Who can I talk to about this?
Oh, let's see. That'd be Mr. Lionel Dankworth. He's operations director. Try him.
Yeah.
At this point, all the work's completed. I don't see what could be done.
Oh.
Well, cheers.
You moved the tomato puree?
No, it's there.
Where? I don't see it.
Well, I didn't move it.
You must have.
What if I did? It's my kitchen.
Mum, if I have to put up with Jimmy insisting everything in the kitchen having its proper place, then you have to put up with me insisting you keep things in their proper place. Bad enough I have to map down where everything is in 2 kitchens. Now I need to guess where you might have moved things to. This kitchen's like living in a game show. Ah, there it is.
In the cupboard. I told you.
Yeah, in the cupboard, all the way over into the cupboard next to it. Did you speak to Dr. Robbie?
Let it go, will you? I'm not going to the station anymore anyway.
Oh? Well, good.
They stopped playing Daddy's announcement today.
Did they?
Something about they updated the Northern Line.
Oh, fancy that. On the same day, you and the Northern Line both making progress.
Doesn't feel like progress to me.
It's all for the best, Mum.
No, it's not.
Honestly, Mum, me and Jimmy felt it was keeping you.
It was keeping me from falling completely apart. Understand? The love of my life. Suddenly he's gone. It was the one little piece I still had of him, and now that's gone.
Jimmy says we'll come over Christmas Eve. He'll make supper. He can make turkey for us on Christmas Day too. You like that, don't you, Mum?
I'm going to the officers of London Underground tomorrow.
Oh, what for, Mum?
I want to speak to the operations director.
Oh, work may do you good. They're hiring for the holidays then.
I'm not looking for a job.
Yeah, thought it sounded peculiar.
I want to have them restore Daddy's announcement.
Dear Christ, Mum, let it go.
No. I wish to register my complaint and request they restore Daddy's announcement.
As if you're owed anything. Mum!
As a citizen, and on top of that, a paying customer, I wish to register my complaint and request they restore the announcement. Just because what they've done with it is new doesn't mean it's better. This robot they have making the announcement now lacks the human touch.
They're going to think you're the one who's touched, Mum. Call Dr. Robbie.
It's a perfectly reasonable request.
Can you just call the doctor first? Talk to him before you do anything. Please?
Why? Don't you trust me? You think I've gone off my rocker?
Do you think you have?
You act as if I'm going to become a lunatic while I'm there. Take the director hostage till they meet my demands or some such thing. Fine, I'll call your friend.
I'll feel better if you do.
I just said I'd call. Come over early Christmas Eve. I don't want to get famished waiting to eat on account of a finicky chef fretting over a potato.
Excuse me, anyone helping you?
I'm Mrs. Mary Cullen. I have an appointment to see Mr. Dankworth.
I'll see if...
It was for 2 o'clock. It's now 2:10. I can see why your trains run late. The problem apparently runs rampant from the top down. Well, are you going to announce me?
Can't think of anything that would give me more pleasure. Oh, Mr. Dankworth, your 2 o'clock appointment's here.
She's late.
I'm no such thing. I was told you'd see me at 2. I've been waiting patiently since.
Excuse me, Mrs.
Cullen, Mrs. Mary Cullen. This is Mr. Dankworth. Nice to meet you, Mrs. Cullen.
Thank you for seeing me, Mr. Dankworth.
Certainly. Please, have a seat. Now, what may I do for you?
The station announcements. They were updated recently.
Right, yes, they were. Now we're modernised, happy to report. Everything's been digitised in the update. There's new voices, more informative. It's all of it done in the interest of our passengers. Thank you. When will the article run?
It won't.
No?
No.
Isn't this for the local paper?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, Passenger Alliance organisation then? We here at London Underground are dedicated to a transit system that's reliable, accessible...
No.
No?
No.
Then you're here about it... Why?
The previous announcement, mind the gap.
Yes, a perfect example. It was short on details, exactly the kind of lack of information that frustrates passengers. That's why we...
That was my late husband's voice on that announcement.
Oh.
Lawrence Cullen. He passed 7 years ago. To everyone else, it was just an announcement. To me... Well, you see, I've come to the station every day for the past 5 years just to visit with Lawrence again.
Oh, my goodness, Mrs. Cullen. I believe he must have recorded that, over 40 years ago?
Yes, that'd be about right.
Well, I'm very sorry for your loss, but as for the upgrade, it just really had to be done. The previous system was outdated, prone to breakdowns that resulted in delays. Such a headache for our passengers, you see. We needed better technology across the entire network. New announcements had to be recorded to work with that. You understand, don't you?
I'm asking for one exemption. Only one. For Embankment Station.
The entire system's been digitised, Mrs. Cullen. You're asking we restore a 40-year-old tape recording, but we can't. It's impossible, I'm sorry. My condolences.
Thank you for your time.
Oh!
Mrs. Cullen! Mrs. Brimble! Help!
Oh. Do you want a glass of water, dear?
Whiskey.
Well?
Oh, all right then. Is there anything else you need?
Yes, if you don't mind. I'd appreciate my husband's announcement restored at Embankment Station.
Mrs. Cullen, I told you there's nothing we can do.
What's she talking about?
The old Mind the Gap announcement. Mrs. Cullen is Lawrence Cullen's widow. He recorded the announcement before he died.
I would hope so.
You know what I mean. Mrs. Cullen likes to hear his voice.
Ah.
She'd like us to bring the announcement back so she may continue hearing her husband's voice.
Oh.
Will you stop saying oh?
I think it's rather sweet. Can't you do something for the poor dear?
Good God, stop staring at me like I'm a bloody three-headed Hydra monster. I'm human too, you know.
Perhaps you can make an inquiry at the Transport for London office. See if they can make a copy of the recording for Mrs. Cullen. Would you like that, dear?
If it's no trouble.
Oh, no trouble at all. We've only just completed months of upgrading. Let's request the bureaucratic juggernaut behemoth slam the brakes on current priorities to dredge up a 40-year-old recording, shall we? Right. Is there anything else you'd like me to pull off for you while I'm at it? Part the Red Sea? Cure a leper?
A refill?
That's a good idea. Start with something simple.
I could make a nice horseradish while I'm at it.
Oh, not for me. Mum, do you fancy horseradish?
What?
Would you like some horseradish? To go with the dinner. Jimmy wants to know. He'll make some if you want.
I want some.
Will do then.
What do you need to make horseradish?
Vinegar, heavy cream, pinch of sugar, but mostly horseradish. Is there any?
Pick a cupboard that you think has horseradish, then check the cupboard next to it, and then look in the fridge.
What?
Welcome to my deeply disturbed corner of hell with Mummy Dearest.
That's a tad much. It's just horseradish.
Something smells good.
Sausage rolls, just the way you like 'em.
With cranberry wine.
Hell no. Don't give her any wine, Jimmy. She'll get encouraged to rail against the House of Commons next.
Stop it, Kate.
I'm being kind. It's a fault of mine, I know.
Don't start a row. It's Christmas Eve.
But she never thinks about the consequences.
Don't yell.
I wasn't yet. You see how she is? Always changes the subject.
She's not yelling, Mary.
Whatever your tone, show some respect. I'm still your mother.
Stop acting like a child then, yeah?
Stop it, Kate. That's enough now. She tells me you're feeling better. I mean, you seem to be.
It was nothing. Every little thing sets her off. I can take care of myself, I promise you.
Yes, just like you promised you'd speak to Dr. Robbie first.
I did promise. That I did.
So, what have you got to say for yourself then?
I spoke to Dr. Robbie first.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Then why did you meet with the operations director?
Dr. Robbie said it was a good idea.
Or that either.
And you're just telling me this now?
What's there to tell? He didn't think anything wrong with it, so there's nothing to tell. He said it'd be good to assert my needs.
Oh, I shouldn't have encouraged you like that.
So you know better than a doctor all of a sudden.
Kate's got a point. I mean, look at how it turned out. You're getting all fainty.
I was worse off than that giving birth to your wife here. How would you say that turned out?
I need to see if the rolls are puffed.
I'm going back there again. I want an answer.
Oh, for crying out loud. You can't think risking your health is worth all this. It's been 2 weeks. You haven't heard from them. There's your answer.
Why do you refuse to support me?
What do you want me to do? Break into their offices during the night and find Daddy's recording?
That'd be a good start. Did you even think of calling the operations director on my behalf, you and Jimmy?
We are trying to support you. We're saying you need to move on.
Hang on. Maybe we could start a petition. Get signatures.
There's an idea.
Brilliant. We could organise a march, hold a national referendum.
Right. I can't tell if you're serious or not.
No, I'm not serious. Grief's a private matter.
Maybe not the way grief ought to be done then.
Stop filling your head with any more notions. Let Daddy go, Mum. Jimmy!
You got your memories. Thank God for that and let the rest go.
Jimmy's right, Mum. If you ask me,
I wasn't asking you now, was I?
you listened to Daddy's recording and that gave you comfort. All well and good, but now that's gone too. And now you're grieving all over again because of it. Don't you see? It's not helping.
Wait till you're my age. Wait until it's you who's in pain.
Why does the older generation want us younger generation to suffer like they do?
My point is, it's keeping you back from healing, Mum.
Don't say that, Jimmy.
Hello?
We lost Dad.
Oh, Rebecca.
We don't want to
Mum,
lose
it's
you
Rebecca.
too.
We're just about to...
You can't fault Kate for not
Article?
wanting that.
What article?
You're not about to
Okay.
lose me, dear.
For which we're grateful.
Bereaved widow only wants to hear beloved spouse's voice again. Mum,
The
what's
sausage
this?
rolls doth
Let me
beckon.
call you back,
They
Anne.
smell
Lovely chatting.
delicious.
This
Mum,
recipe
you
never
spoke to a
fails. Wine on
reporter?
her
A
wine.
reporter?
That does
Mum,
sound
you
wonderful,
spoke to a
but
reporter?
next
A
time,
reporter?
quietly.
A reporter's who you spoke to, Mum?
Whatever are you going on about, dear?
You spoke to a reporter?
Of course. How else do you imagine my story wound up in the paper?
A reporter, Mum?
It was Dr. Robbie's idea.
Dr. Robbie told you to speak to a reporter?
That's right.
What's this about?
Mum spoke to a reporter.
I think I've sussed out that part.
Dr. Robbie thought his friend Kyle might find my situation newsworthy. Kyle's a reporter.
Yes, apparently. For the Times.
Kyle may be more than just Dr. Robbie's friend.
Don't change the subject.
You mean to say Mum's in the paper?
You don't miss a trick, do you?
I can't help it if Kyle agreed it's a sorry state of affairs.
It makes you look pathetic. Why are you embarrassing us like this?
Embarrassing you.
Yes, with this story in the paper.
Don't make it about you. It's not about you. It's about me. It has nothing to do with you.
Really? I'm the one who just took a call about it.
That doesn't make it about you.
What she means is it's a private matter, not news to go gabbing to everyone.
I thought letting the public know about it might be a good thing.
How? You think the public sticking their nose in your personal affairs is a good thing?
I thought it might help change things.
Why do you want to change things, Mum? Let them be.
London Underground changed things first.
They needed to upgrade the system and make changes. You know that. And wishing it were otherwise won't make anything better.
It makes you sound like a sad old woman. Paints us as a sorry lot.
Again about you. Wanting to hear Daddy's voice isn't sad or sorry. It was keeping me comforted until we meet again. Don't worry, that'll be soon enough. You won't always have your mother here to embarrass you.
Oh, please. Don't use your mortality as a get-out-of-jail-free card with me.
If it were the Queen wanting to hear Prince Philip's voice one more time, would you be so upset by that then?
If she were making trips to the tube to listen for him, yes, I certainly would.
Maybe no one else will notice, Kate. It's just a bit of gossip over a little old lady, that's all.
No one will notice, Hello?
Mrs. Cullen?
No, thank God. Who?
This is Lionel Dankworth, London Underground. Forgive me calling on Christmas Eve, but I have some news for Mrs. Cullen I think she'd want to hear. Is she there?
Yay, more news. It's that Lionel Dankworth from London Underground, probably announcing their restraining order against you.
Hello, Mr. Dankworth. Happy Christmas. Have you read the paper?
Happy Christmas. As a matter of fact, I have. I suppose I should thank you for not mentioning my, whiskey drawer.
I thought it prudent not to, in case I were to visit again. What would I drink?
I apologise for calling on Christmas Eve, but I was just informed and I thought you'd like to know immediately.
I appreciate the call, Mr. Dankworth. I've come to realise I was acting foolishly. Forgive me. I suppose I'm terrible at handling grief. I'm avoiding it, actually. I apologise for any trouble I caused.
We found it. Mrs. Cullen, did you hear me?
I did.
You seem to have touched a nerve. It turns out many people here share the same wish they could hear their lost loved ones once again. They were all only too willing to pitch in.
Is that right?
Let me tell you. First, we inquired of those who digitised the system. They enlisted others to aid them in wading through the old tapes. Then technicians were called in, but then the engineers required administrative authorisation to access the code to, well, you'll find out soon enough. Sorting all that business out, there's always something, isn't there?
I'd no idea it would be such a fuss. I'm sorry.
I'm impressed it only took a fortnight. Takes longer than that around here to get a requisition for toilet roll. Long story short, it's my great pleasure to inform you we've managed to make quite a decent copy from it. We also have about 50 people now who've invested their hearts volunteering to make this happen,
Oh my!
and who would very much like to meet you to personally present you with it.
Oh my!
That's two oh my's.
Is there a problem? Will we see you on tonight's newscast then? Special report, UK's most troublesome old biddy.
They're all here now, actually. They'd very much like to make it their Christmas present to you.
Oh my!
Three. That's three of them.
I know it's Christmas Eve, but we were hoping it's not an imposition to ask if you were able to come straight away. It's rather last minute, I know, so it's not a good time. It's perfectly understandable. We'll schedule another...
Thank you. Yes, that'll be fine.
You're certain it's not an inconvenience?
Not at all. I'd be delighted. Looking forward to meeting all of you. Goodbye, Mr. Dankworth. Would you and Jimmy mind accompanying me to Mr. Dankworth's office?
When?
Now?
What?
She said...
I know what she said. Now, Mum, it's Christmas Eve.
Perfect timing then for a Christmas present. They want to give me a Christmas present.
I swear to God I didn't give her any wine.
This should end things now. Right, Mum?
If they want you to sign off on not stirring up any more trouble, promise you'll agree.
I wasn't stirring up trouble. I was asking for a favour. Read Kyle's article if you need more clarification, you two, would you?
They found the recording. They're giving you a copy. Be grateful.
I am.
I pray it doesn't turn out to become another crutch.
No, it's just something I'm grateful to have while I have it. Like everything else we have in life, you know?
Yes, Mum.
Mind the gap. Mind the gap. Mind the gap.
Two strings now working to the pause. Stand clear with the closing doors. Stand clear.